Please let me have you stand by for just a moment. Let me turn to Kenneth Padowitz, who was the prosecutor in the case. Why'd you bring first-degree charges as an adult against the 12-year-old?
Charlie, this was a vicious and brutal attack over the course of 5 minutes on a little 6-year-old first-grade girl with such forces that experts testified it was equal to falling out of a second or third-story building. She suffered over 35 injuries, and she was screaming out in pain during this attack. The juvenile system in Florida only offered 6 to 9 months in a juvenile facility. That wasn't justice for Tiffany Euinch. So I presented this case to a grand jury and had them look at the evidence and make the decision. And they determined it was first degree.
But by choosing to try him as an adult, and the argument of whether we should be trying 12-year-old and 14-year-old boys as adults is one that could take a lot of time and go on for some time. But when you bring first-degree charges as an adult, you know that if he's found guilty, that the mandatory penalty is life imprisonment.
Well, clearly, when I presented it to the grand jury, it was their decision to decide whether or not to indict Lionel Tate for first-degree murder or second-degree murder as an adult, or to recommend to the Broward State Attorney's Office to charge Lionel Tate as a juvenile. They indicted him for first-degree murder. I offered, I thought, a very reasonable and fair plea bargain repeatedly over the course of the year, and the defense turned it down. I had no choice but to go to trial and seek justice for this little girl who was beaten brutally by someone who weighed 170 pounds and was 14 inches taller than this little 48-pound girl.
And you now join the defense in going to the governor to ask for some kind of a reduction of sentence.
I think that all members of the Broward State Attorney's Office, all 200 of us, not only seek convictions, but we are ministers of justice. And it's my job, I think, as a minister of justice, to ensure that an appropriate sentence is handed down for Lionel Tate, and there is an appropriate way to handle that in Florida, to go to the governor in a clemency hearing and ask himself and the 2 members of the cabinet to look at this whole case and come up with a reasonable sentence for the defense.